the job, it's not really for me.
You're joking.
No. I quit.
We are not good, Chef.
I quit.
I hate this job.
Hey, listen, I quit.
Question yourself, right?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
Unexpected turnover. It often points to organizational issues, sometimes a result of a work culture that doesn't care well for people. And of course, it's expensive. But what if there were a different way? A path for faith-driven entrepreneurs to not only lower turnover, but increase the human flourishing of the people they've been charged with leading.
God calls us to be the salt and light of the world. In the workforce, what that looks like is you care for people. All of us go through ups and downs in our lives. If I treat people right, when they go through that, it opens up the door for me to talk to them about faith, because they want to know, what is it in your life that has allowed you to be able to get through these, and how can I have a part of that? One day, my wife wakes up and she's dizzy, and we can't figure out exactly what's going on, but we get in, and sure enough, she's got a brain tumor. And it's right on the back of her head, and it's about the size of a golf ball. It was during that time that she was going to have this surgery, and not knowing what the outcome would be. They warned us of a lot of things that could happen. She could lose her speech, she could lose her memory, we could lose her. 8-hour surgery, and by the grace of God, they got the tumor removed. She didn't have any long-lasting implications from it, but it changed our lifestyle. We committed ourselves to God during that time. For me, what God revealed to me, Dan, I've put you in some roles where you can have some influence on people, not for your benefit, but for their benefit. And so I've tried to keep that thought in mind as I've grown. Grew up in Northern California. Graduated in summer and said, I think I should get a job. So I got a job with a little company called Western ICEE. So I started off as a service technician and a route driver when the company was less than $1 million in sales. I was able to climb the ladder at the ICEE company as it was growing. I became the CEO and president of ICEE at a pretty young age, about 36 years old.
It's a product that people know and love, and we've been very fortunate to be a part of it.
And about 4 years ago, I got the call from the board of directors of our parent company. It said, would you consider coming and running the parent company as a CEO? So I assumed that role about 4 years ago. We have some of the greatest brands in the world. We have everything from ICEE to Dippin' Dots to Luigi's Italian Ice to Dogsters to SuperPretzel to waffles to waffle cakes to funnel cakes. And our tagline is fun served here. Our company employs about 5,000 people today. I am a CEO of a publicly traded company, and there feels like there's even a greater amount of pressure to not bring your faith when you're in a publicly traded company, because maybe that will affect your stock. Maybe that will affect shareholders. Maybe there will be board members who don't feel the same way that you feel, and you might offend them. And I felt like I had to be one thing at work and one thing at home. God revealed to me that you got to cross that line. There can't be two people. You have to trust me, and you have to be Dan in work and out of work.
There is a paradigm in people's minds that you can lead the way you want to in a private company, but once your company goes public, then you have to check your faith at the door. But that is absolutely not true. We've seen 350 different publicly traded companies led by faith-driven CEOs, with that faith-driven CEO installing a culture that loves and cares for people in radical ways. Take the Christian faith and boil it down to the core concepts. It's to love your neighbor and to serve others. And so if you do those well in the context of a business, it's going to create an attractive culture for every single person walking through the front door. If I love and care for people, it also benefits the business, so there's no trade-off.
So the culture that I've been trying to build is one where we care for one another, that each person on that team matters. People who want to work for you, who want to do the extra thing, who are committed to the company, will do more things for you than somebody who doesn't feel committed to it. It puts you in a position to be able to grow year over year for the long haul.
It's no secret that companies are struggling to retain top talent and unlock their employees' full contribution.
Organizations that have a lot of happy employees have 3 times the revenue growth compared to organizations where that's not true. They outperform the stock market by a factor of 3. And if you look at employee turnover, it's half that of organizations that have a lot of unhappy employees.
Employee turnover is expensive. Gallup estimations put the cost of turnover between 50% and 200% of that employee's salary.
So what we've done at J&J now is monthly, my senior director of HR will provide me with a turnover report by each one of our branches, by each one of our corporate offices. And as we look at that, you can see production better in the plants where we have the less turnover. So having the right culture, pulling that back into lower amount of turnover allows you to be more productive.
And so through the programs that he installed, he started to learn that if you put together program and chaplaincy, a servant leadership orientation, an employee benevolence fund that cares for people who are in need financially in that organization, that he could transform his worst performing plants into some of his best performing plants.
About 4 years ago, I moved the ICEE company from California to Tennessee. The company that we hired told me that you'd get 15% of the people to come with you. We ended up with 65% of our people coming alongside of us and moving to Tennessee.
What Dan has done in his organization is he's proved that you don't just inherit a culture of a large and old organization and you get what you get. Instead, Dan has been shaping and changing and improving that culture to install a culture of human flourishing, to be able to build and grow based on what he's inherited. And the turnaround that we've seen in the culture at the company has just been extraordinary.
As you get older and longer in your career, you start to think about what are the things that really matter to you. What really matters to me today, more than anything in our organization, more, I hate to say it, even than the quarterly results. What matters to me today is to leave a legacy where others will benefit from somewhere down the road, right? Where others who will step into my shoes, where J&J Snack Food isn't about, the culture isn't about Dan Fachner. The culture is about who we are as an organization that will feed into families and new people who come on to our company for generations to come. That we will set a different path for people who maybe didn't have that path available to them at one point.